Welcome. So we'll discuss through today with a brief introductory part of the capsule. The capsules are the solid unit dosage form in which we are enclosing number of medicinal agents into the inert sheet of gelatin. Gelatin capsules shell may be a hard or a soft depending upon their composition of a shell. The shell may be composed of a two piece, a tube, a body and the cap. So what we are observing here in this hard gelatin capsule, the one is colorless and the color component is a body, and the colorless part it is the body, the cap one, sorry. Whereas the soft gelatin capsule where we were finding it is one piece. Capsule, it has several advantages, just like bitter taste as well as obnoxious odor can be masked. It has slippery smooth surface, so it enables easy swallowing. It is a portable dosage form. It is elegant and characteristics available in the characteristic shapes and colors, so it gives an ease of identification. So being the transportation cost is less because that are the lighter dosage form, so even the breakage will not be encountered during the transportation. They are quite stable compared with the liquid dosage form, has a longer shelf life, and it requires the minimum number of excipients for its formulation. The physicians can prescribe different composition of a drug in varying proportions to be administered in the one capsule to suit the patient need. And capsule can be modified for its release by making it the usage of polymers either with an enteric coating or by a prolonged release of a dosage form. No doubt it has some advantages, but it has the limitations too. Just like we cannot use or add the aqueous as well as hydroalcoholic liquids because they have the natural tendency to dissolve the sheet of a gelatin, and because of which the shell it get distorted. At the same time, it cannot be used for such drugs which cause GI irritation, GI upset. Even the deliquescent and the hygroscopic efflorescent substances cannot be employed for formulation of formulation of capsule. Hard gelatin capsules, they are being made up of with the gelatin, sugars and the water. As such, they can be clear, colorless and essentially the tasteless. Sometimes for a decorative purpose and for a proper identification, so it may be colored one. And in order to have the proper opacity, so we are using the titanium dioxide as a opacifier. Gelatin, it is obtained by the partial hydrolysis of collagen obtained from the skin, white connective tissue and the bones of the animals by acidification and pacification. So that we are seeing, we are going to learn that in detail in the upcoming videos. A proper video we will have on how the gelatin it is obtained from the animal, the process, and thereby how this gelatin sheet is made up from the gelatin. Generally, the gelatin it is obtained by the partial hydrolysis, by acidification, and by basification. So by acidification, we'll get the type of a gel that is called as pharma gel type 1, And by a basification, that is by a liquefaction, so we will get the gelatin type that is called as pharma gel B. B stand for basification. Commercially, the gelatin is available in the form of fine powder, coarse powder, in the flakes to the sheets. Gelatin is stable in air when it is dry, but when it's subject to microbial decomposition, when it becomes the moist. Normally, the hard gelatin capsule contain near about 13 to 60% of moisture. However, if it is stored in an environment of high humidity, so the additional moisture it is being absorbed by the capsule and thereby we become the distorted one and loses this rigid shape. Whereas in environment of extreme dry, so the moisture normally present in the capsule it get lost and the capsule become brittle, hard one. And that is why it is desirable to maintain hard gelatin capsule in an environment free from the excess of humidity or even the dryness. So many times we are finding the capsule, it is been protected from the atmosphere ferric moisture by provision of the desiccant, just like the desiccant we are using as even the clay, charcoal, but majorly we are finding silica gel as one of the major desiccant we are finding in the pharmaceutical market, even in the electronic markets too. Prolonged exposure of the humidity can also differ the in vitro release profile of the capsule, and such changes have been reported with the capsule containing tetracycline, chloramphenicol, or even the nitrofurantoin. Now, gelatin capsule it rapidly dissolves and get exposes its content. Gelatin being a protein, it is digested by the proteolytic enzyme and get absorbed. So the next part we will discuss it is the manufacturing of hard gelatin capsule shell. So for that we are going to prepare the one specialized video for this particular bit, that is how we are preparing the hard gelatin capsule shell. For a time being, in a simple way, just I will tell. This hard gelatin capsule it is being prepared by dipping process. So for that we are preparing molten mass of gelatin mixture, and in which we are placing the pair of pins with desired shape and diameter that we are dipping it into the mixture, and then thereafter these pins are being uplifted from that bath and it is being dried off, and thereafter it is being trimmed so as to obtain desired cap and body part, and thereafter it is being trimmed for proper length, and thereafter the capsule bodies and caps are joined together. The capsule sizes. So empty gelatin capsules are manufactured in various lengths, diameters and the capacities. The size selected for use is determined by the amount of fill material to be encapsulated. The density and the compressibility of the fill will largely determine to what extent it may be packed into the capsule shell. So basically the density and compressibility of the material is determined to the extent to which it is being capped in the capsule shell. Generally, we are finding the different sizes ranging from 000 to 000123455. So we are finding these 8 different sizes of capsule in the pharmaceutical market. Next is preparation of hard gelatin capsule. So the large scale or small scale preparation of hard gelatin capsules, it is being divided into following general steps. The first is selection of the capsule size. Once we are being selected with the capsule size, so we are going with the filling process followed by sealing and followed by finishing. In the first step, that is in developing the formulation and selecting the capsule size. In developing a capsule formulation, our goal is to be prepare capsule with accurate doses, good bioavailability, and the production, ease of production, stability and elegance. Now, whenever we are going with the dry formulations, so the active ingredient and inactive, that is the excipients, are being taken into the a tank. It is being blended together for uniform mixing. Now, the care should be taken in a mixing because if the drug is dose of a drug is low, or if the drug is potent and the dose is less, so in that cases we are going to use the the diluent or fillers. So the proper uniform distribution of this particular drug into the blend, it is a major concern, and that is why if it lacks with homogeneity, so we'll face different therapeutic consequences. We'll get varied drug response of the drug, and that is why the homogeneity, for proper homogeneity, the mixing, it may be taken into the consideration. The diluent or filler may be added. The one reason is to make up the volume, and second one is to make it the cohesive nature in the blend. Generally, we are using the the fillers that are the lactose, microcrystalline cellulose, and even the starch. Disintegrants we are using in order to assist the disintegration process. The major used disintegration agent are pre-gelatinized starch, cross caramelose, sodium starch glycolate. Now, in preparing the capsule, in industrial scale, high-speed automatic equipment, the powder mixture or the granules must be free flowing in order to steady passage of capsule fill from the hopper through the encapsulating equipment into the capsule shape. So here, so whatever we are having the blend of mixture, which we are going to feed it into the capsule filling machine. So from the hopper to the filling station, it should be passed frequently, easily, and for its easy flow, so we have to add the lubricants, the glidants, so that their flow should be uniform. And majorly we are using the silicon oxide, magnesium stearate, even the talc in the proportion of 0.25 to 1% in order to enhance its flow properties. Gelatin capsules are unsuitable for aqueous liquid, as already we discussed, because they tend to dissolve the gelatin and thereby distorting the shape of the capsule, sometimes resulting in the leakage of the content. However, some liquids such as fixed oil or volatile oils that do not interfere with the stability of gelatin shape may be placed in a locking gelatin capsule. You take the mixture of a drug or mixture of agents that have a usual tendency to liquefy when it being admixed, and that is why whenever we are just encapsulating the taking mixture in a capsule, so in that cases we are providing with absorbents such as magnesium carbonate, kaolin, or magnesium oxide. Hard gelatin capsules, they are used to encapsulate about 65 milligram to 1 gram of the powder material. The smallest size, it is fine. It may be expected to hold 65 milligram of powder or more, but depending upon the characteristics of the powder. Next is filling of hard gelatin capsule. So once the first step is done, so thereafter laterally we are moving with the second step, that is the filling process. So in simple filling process, on a lab scale we can use the spatula, and with the help of the spatula we can fill the physical mixture, that is the powder mixture of into the body part. Meanwhile tapping, thereafter we are fixing the cap onto the body. And sometimes we can use hand operated, even to semi-automated machines for filling of hard gelatin capsule. So we have that separate video, we will see in the next video. Next is capsule filling. As mentioned, some manufacturers make tamper evident capsule by sealing the joint between the two capsule parts. And sometimes we are finding the distinctly looking capsule by sealing them with a colored band of a gelatin. The last step is finishing. The small amount of powder may adhere to the outer side of the capsules after the filling, and the powder may be bitter or otherwise unpalatable, so it should be removed from the packaging before the dispensing. Packaging even before the dispensing. On small scale, the capsule can be cleaned it with the simple cloth gauze. On a large scale, so capsule filling machines, it is included with vacuum, so that remove the extraneous material which are added to the capsule. Next is soft gelatin capsule. Soft gelatin capsules that are made up of gelatin to which glycerin or sorbitol has been added. Soft gelatin capsule, it contains more of moisture than the hard gelatin capsule. It may have preservatives such as methyl paraben, propyl paraben in order to retard microbial growth. Soft gelatin capsule may be available in the different size shapes, oblong, oval to round. They may be single colored or two-toned and may be imprinted with identifying markings. As that of the hard gelatin capsule, they may be prepared with opacant to reduce transparency and render characteristic feature to that of the capsule shell. Soft gelatin capsules are more elegant and easily swallowed by the patient than the hard gelatin capsule. So the rest part of this capsule we'll see in upcoming video.